What's going on, gamblers, DJs, and everybody else in between? This is the Gamblers Anonymous podcast, GAP, GAP for short, because we're closing the gap between you and the bookies. It is currently 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time here in Winnipeg. I just want to give a quick apology. Sorry I couldn't put out an episode last week. I got overwhelmed with my work, and I just didn't have time to do one. But we are back. And we are here for vengeance. I'm your host for this episode, JG. And let's quickly get into the episode 64 recap. Now, we bet tennis. We scattered the globe for tennis picks, and I wish I just didn't. Because a quick recap, I went perfectly bad. 0-6. Amazingly. Yep, I should have just bet opposite of everything I did. Emma Navarro, she lost. Who did I have next? Shevchenko. He lost to Gasquet. Apparently, he found second juice. And then the third one I had for you guys, who was it? Miramore versus Rinky to go 3 sets. That was our closest one. I went into the tie break, and Rinky took it 7-6. Goes the other way. We get that hit. And then the to the moon, that was to the dud. I don't even want to go over it. Just terrible. But enough for tennis for a while. We'll wait until a nice big tournament where we can take advantage. And until then, we're back to the Serie A. And for lock number 1, I got Atalanta versus Bologna. And I got Bologna over 9.5 team shots minus 138. Now, just to clarify, this bet doesn't have to be shots on target. While it still can be shots on target, it can be block shots, it can be missed shots, it can be a header. It doesn't matter. As long as the shot has been taken by a player on Bologna, it counts as a shot towards our bet. You can go find this game under specials and go scroll all the way down to the bottom. You'll find it there. So now when looking at their past games, Atalanta has allowed 10 team shots in 8 of their last home games. So they're allowing their opponents to get shots on them. Perfect. We love that. That's coming in at 80%. Next, in their last 12 of 15 games, home or away, in any competition, they've allowed their opponent to get 12 of 15 times. I think I said that already. 12 of 15 times. I'll say it one more time. To let their opponent have 10 or more shots on them. So that's coming in at another 80%. While Bologna, in 7 of their last 10 away games, have put over 9.5 shots, over 10 or greater more shots, how you want to say it, doesn't matter, has hit this 7 of 10 times, so that's coming in at 70%. All good high numbers. And in their last 15 matches, home or away, in any competition, Bologna has hit this total 12 of 15 times. So that's coming in at 80% again. And now when you look at the history between these two teams, Bologna, who the fuck are they playing? Bologna and Atalanta, the last 5 matches, they're head-to-head. This has hit 4 of those 5 times. So that's 80%. So right now we have an 80% chance, a 70% chance, an 80% chance, an 80% chance, an 80% chance. And when you bring that all together as a compounded median, that comes in at 78% chance. We have a 78% chance of this bet coming in. All those games are weighted the same. I know some have 15, some have 10, some have 5, but I weighted them the same. So that gives us a 78% chance of this lock coming in. So lock it in. Bologna over 9.5 shots minus 130. Lock it in. Lock number 2. We're staying on the Serie A. I told you this is a week of Serie A. Serie A, the Calcio Football League. We got Napoli versus Juventus. Both teams to score minus 106. Juventus plays teams tough. But I mean, they're playing against the reigning Scudetto winners. And I know they have enough in their tank. They're at home. They have enough in their tank to get at least one goal by Juventus. They got Victor Osimhen back from the African Nations Cup, and he's been balling since he's been back. 5 goals in his last 3. Kavir has been playing good. They're getting back in form, which is what we need to see here. And now they're going up against Juventus. Yeah, Juventus is great. They play great against the top 10 teams, only allowing one goal, having 1-0 games against them, but that's okay. That's okay. We're not going to think about that. We're looking at their last 5 matches, and in their last 5 matches, they've allowed at least 1 goal in each of their games. And Juve is 12 points back of Inter, and if they want to catch them for the Scudetto, if they fall behind 1-0 from a Victor Osimhen goal, they got to push it, pedal to the metal, all gas, no brakes, and they're going to catch up, and they're going to have to score. They have Dusan Vlahovic, who has scored the most goals over the top 5 leagues since the new year, 2024 is rung in. And let's not forget, he's playing alongside of Federico Chiesa, Italian national superstar. He could score 1 or 2 himself. This dog. How the fuck you say his name again? Dusan Vlahovic, dog. Siberian, dog. And like I said earlier, I'm ignoring the fact that Juventus has put up 1-0 games against top 10 opponents in their away matches, and that's okay. We're going to ignore that because Napoli has not. When they're playing at home against the top 10 team, it's high scoring. 3 of the 4 games, both teams have scored. I think the over of 2.5 is hit in all 4 of those games. So they're high-flying matches. There's lots of goals to go around, lots of goals going in and out. And if you look at their last 10, the head-to-head games between Napoli and Juventus in the Maradona Stadium, where Napoli's home to, 7 of those 10 games, both teams have scored. And now we got them at minus 106, almost plus money. How do you not take both teams to score? So lock it in. Napoli, Juventus, both teams to score minus 106. And let's go to the third lock. Inter Milan versus Genoa. I got Inter Milan on the Asian spread minus 1.5 at $1.86. Now this game isn't a question of if Inter will win, but by how much they will win. Inter has been an absolute force of late. Not just of late, in the whole Serie A, but of late, they've been dominant. And, well, Genoa, man, they're just happy to be here. They're not fighting for relegation right now. They're just a middle club team, and they're okay with that. That's okay. But Napoli is another animal and a different beast. I've screwed up that Kobe reference, and I fucked it up, but that's okay. Napoli is 11-1-1 at the San Siro this year in their 13 games at home. 11-1-1. While Genoa on the road this year have 3 wins, 4 losses, or 4 draws and 6 losses in their 13 road matches. So not the kind of numbers you want to hear from Genoa if you want them to win. Sorry the Genoa faithful. But like I said, Inter is on a heater. They're an absolute force. They've won 8 games straight. And in those 8 matches, they're averaging 3.125 goals. And they've only allowed 4 goals against in those 8 matches. And the 1-goal game, and a 2-0 game. And when you put that as an average, that's 0.5 goals they're allowing in those 8 games on their winning streak. And in their away matches this year, Genoa doesn't even really put the ball in the net. They only score less than 1 goal on the road a game this year. They're averaging 0.85 goals on the road. So at the very least, they get 1. But compared to Inter's averaging 3 lately, it's going to be an absolute shit show. 3-1 easy, and that still covers our spread. No big deal. And even if you look at their last 10 matches playing against each other, the last 10 matches at the San Siro, where Inter's home to, they've won 9 of those matches and have only drawn once. And in those 10 matches, Genoa has only scored 2 times. 2 times, that's it. Once in a draw and once in a loss. And they just can't. It's not in their destiny to get more than a goal against Inter. And, why didn't I even say this? In those 10 matches, 7 of those 10 games, Inter has covered the spread, minus 1.5. in 7 of those games. So there's a 70% chance that this is coming in, which is very beautiful. And I'm not even going to mention the fact that Inter might be getting Thuram, Acerbi, or Fratesi back. And if they do, oh man, this could be a massacre in Milan. I'm telling you right now, be careful what you ask for. But I'm asking for it to be a massacre, so I hope so. And now, let's lock that one in. Inter, Milan, minus 1.5 on the Asian spread at $1.86. Now let's go to the moon. And let's finally take off. I'm tired of these to the moons not hitting. So let's do it. The first one I got for you guys, Atalanta versus Bologna. Atalanta to win and over 2.5 goals at plus 225. Last 3, 4, 5 matches for Atalanta, that over's hit and they've won. For Bologna, that over's hit on the road the last few times, and Bologna and Atalanta very, very two cohesive team. Not cohesive, what am I saying? They're well matched. They're well equipped to play each other. So I'm expecting a close game back and forth. I think they're number 4 and number 5 in the standings in the Serie A, 6 or 7, one of the two, 5 or 6, doesn't matter. It's going to be a tightly contested game, high scoring, and I got Atlanta with the edge because they're dogs at home. So give me them, Atlanta to win, plus and over 2.5 goals. There we go. Plus 225. Next, I got a Napoli versus Juventus draw. Tie, plus 210. I think it's going to be a tight scoring game. I have both of them scoring a goal, and I don't know if they're going to score more than a goal. I know Max Allegri's team needs the points to catch Inter, but Napoli, they haven't lived up to their Scudetto reigning champions. They're defending championship title last year, and I think they're catching heat. It's going to be a close match. 1-1, I see it happening. Could be maybe 2-2, but hey, we only need a draw. If it's 0-0, hey, and the to the moon hits, so be it. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll find out. And the final one, to add to that, at plus 125, Inter to score more than 2.5 goals. I told you in their last 8 games, they're on an absolute heater, averaging 3 goals. And even if you look at their last 10 playing Genoa, I think they're averaging at least 3 goals a game. I didn't calculate it, but there was a few games where it's 5-0, 4-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-1, 3-1. Like, no, not 5-1, a 3-1 game. So they're averaging, I'm pretty sure, close to 3 goals and only allowing 0.20 against. So that doesn't really play a factor in this, but I like Inter to score over 2.5, and with the likelihood of Fratesi and Thuram and Acerbi returning, make that group a little bit stronger. I can see them getting over 2.5, and when you combine those 3 to make our to the moon parlay, we get plus 2,166. You throw 30 on it, that gets you $680.06. So that's it for this episode. Have a good weekend. Gamble at your own risk. And peace.